The Bible, a tapestry of tales woven with threads of faith, hope, and love. It is a collection of stories that have shaped civilizations, inspired countless generations, and provided a moral compass for millions. Yet, it is also a book that does not shy away from the darker aspects of human nature. But within its sacred pages lie shadows. Stories of unimaginable cruelty often overlooked, their darkness whispering through millennia. These tales serve as stark reminders of the complexities of the human soul, the eternal struggle between light and darkness. One such tale, the story of the Levite and his concubine, chills the very marrow. It is a narrative that delves deep into the abyss of human depravity, revealing the horrifying consequences of a society that has lost its way, a stark reminder of humanity's capacity for evil, a timeless echo of the fragility of morality. This story is not just a historical account. It is a mirror reflecting the potential for darkness within us all. This is not a tale for the faint of heart. It is a descent into the abyss of human depravity, a stark portrayal of societal breakdown and the horrific consequences of unchecked desires. It serves as a cautionary tale, warning us of the dangers that lie in the shadows of our own hearts. It is a story that compels us to confront the darkest aspects of ourselves, forcing us to question the very foundations of our moral compass. In examining this tale, we are reminded of the importance of vigilance, compassion, and the constant effort to uphold the values that define our humanity. To comprehend the magnitude of the tragedy, we must first understand the societal structure of ancient Israel. This society was deeply rooted in traditions and norms that dictated every aspect of life, from daily interactions to the most sacred rituals. It was a world governed by laws, both divine and societal, a world where hospitality was sacred and strangers were treated with respect. The marketplace was not just a place of commerce but a hub of social interaction, where the values of kindness and generosity were displayed openly. The tribe of Levi, tasked with religious duties, held a position of high regard. Their actions were expected to reflect their sacred calling, their lives a testament to the divine laws they upheld. These priests were seen as intermediaries between the people and the divine, their conduct scrutinized to ensure it aligned with their holy responsibilities. Yet, even within this structured society, cracks existed. The narrative hints at a world where power dynamics often overshadowed justice, where women, considered property, were vulnerable to the whims of men. The court scenes reveal the harsh realities faced by women who had little to no agency in a male-dominated society. The story, in its brutal honesty, exposes the hypocrisy that can fester even in the most devout societies, reminding us that faith without action is a hollow vessel. It challenges us to reflect on our own beliefs and the ways in which we practice them, urging us to ensure that our actions align with our professed values. The solemn prayers of the worshipers serve as a poignant reminder of the need for integrity and genuine commitment in our spiritual lives. The Levite, traveling with his concubine, sought shelter as night fell. Their journey brought them to Gibeah, a city within the tribe of Benjamin. It was here, in the supposed sanctuary of kinship, that the seeds of horror were sown. The night, initially promising rest, transformed into a living nightmare, a testament to the darkness lurking beneath the veneer of civilization. Their arrival went unnoticed, their presence seemingly unwelcome. The city, shrouded in an unsettling silence, offered no haven. It was a premonition of the horrors to come, a stark contrast to the societal norms of hospitality that should have defined their reception. As darkness deepened, an old man, a traveler himself, offered them refuge. He welcomed them into his home, a beacon of compassion in a city seemingly devoid of it. His actions, a stark contrast to the indifference of the Gibeahites, highlighted the precariousness of morality, the ever-present struggle between good and evil. The Levite, finding solace in the old man's hospitality, perhaps allowed himself a sliver of hope. He had found sanctuary, a temporary reprieve from the coldness of Gibeah. Little did he know he had stepped from one circle of indifference into another, far more sinister. The night, far from offering respite, descended further into chaos. A mob, consumed by their base desires, surrounded the old man's house. They demanded the Levite, their intentions vile, their actions a violation of the sanctity of the home and the sacred bond of hospitality. The old man, in a desperate attempt to protect his guests, offered his own daughter and the Levite's concubine, a chilling proposition revealing the societal devaluation of women, their lives deemed less valuable, bargaining chips in a perverse game of power. The Levite, faced with an impossible choice, succumbed to the pressure. He surrendered his concubine to the mob, a decision that echoes through the ages as a testament to moral failure. The night, already stained with fear and desperation, descended into unimaginable depths of depravity. The cries of the woman, brutalized throughout the night, became a haunting symphony of suffering. Her pain, ignored and devalued, underscored the vulnerability of the powerless, the horrific consequences of a society that had strayed far from the path of righteousness. Dawn broke, painting a gruesome picture. The concubine, her body broken and lifeless, lay on the doorstep. Her silence, more deafening than any scream, spoke volumes of the horror she had endured. The city of Gibeah, bathed in the cold light of dawn, stood as a monument to its own sin. The Levite, his face etched with a mixture of guilt and rage, made a chilling decision. He took the body of his concubine, a stark symbol of the night's horrors, and returned home. His journey, a procession of grief and fury, was about to ignite a firestorm that would consume the nation. The Levite's actions upon his return were as shocking as they were calculated. He dismembered the concubine's body, sending the pieces to the 12 tribes of Israel. This gruesome act, a visceral cry for justice, served as a stark reminder of the brutality inflicted upon his concubine. The nation, upon receiving this gruesome message, was horrified. The act, barbaric in its execution, forced them to confront the sin that had festered within their midst. The cry for justice resonated throughout the land, igniting a firestorm of anger and a thirst for retribution. The tribe of Benjamin, harboring the perpetrators, refused to surrender them. This act of defiance, a misguided attempt to protect their own, further inflamed the situation. The nation, united in outrage, waged war against Benjamin, seeking justice for the Levite's concubine. The ensuing conflict, a testament to the devastating consequences of unchecked violence, decimated both sides. It served as a stark reminder that vengeance, often disguised as justice, only perpetuates the cycle of pain and suffering. The story of the Levite and his concubine, though ancient, holds a mirror to our modern world. It reminds us that the erosion of moral boundaries, the dehumanization of others, and the abuse of power are not relics of the past but ever-present threats. The echoes of Gibeah's sin can be found in the countless acts of violence, oppression, and injustice that plague our world. The story serves as a chilling reminder of what happens when societies fail to uphold the dignity of all, when the pursuit of power and pleasure overshadows compassion and empathy. The story of the Levite and his concubine is not merely a tale of ancient horror. It is a narrative that transcends time, echoing through the ages to reach us today. It is a call to action, an urgent plea for introspection. This story forces us to look inward, to examine the shadows that lurk within our own hearts and minds. It compels us to confront the darkness within ourselves and our societies, to challenge injustice wherever it may reside. The tale serves as a mirror, reflecting the moral decay that can take root if left unchecked. It is a reminder that the pursuit of a just and compassionate world requires constant vigilance, a commitment to upholding the dignity of all people, and a willingness to challenge systems and structures that perpetuate violence and oppression. We must be ever watchful, ever ready to stand against the forces that seek to divide and destroy. Only then can we hope to silence the echoes of Gibeah's sin and build a world where such horrors are relegated to the annals of history. By fostering a sense of community, empathy, and justice, we can create a future where the lessons of the past guide us toward a brighter, more equitable world.